Social media influencers better watch out. Imagine this scenario, not seeing how many likes, reactions and views that your posts receive on Instagram or Facebook. I thought that was the entire purpose of the function. Well, it might be bad for business or even for your ego. The two social media platforms, I'm told, have been running trials in Canada and Australia to hide these particular features. So what's the point then of posting anything? Well, the app developers say this is going to make social networks, and I quote, a whole lot less stressful. So how many likes does Toby Shapshak, the editor-in-chief of Stuff magazine, get? He joins us via Skype to have a conversation about this. Toby, just remind me, first of all, and a very good morning to you, what is a like and why is it important in this space?
Well, a like is an acknowledgement that somebody has seen your post and likes your post. It's the simplest way of acknowledging that people have seen your post, excuse me. And what it's created, unfortunately, Jeremy, is a circumstance where people are obsessed with how many likes they can get for a post. And of course, it's given rise to a whole new industry, as it were, of people who want to get as much influence they can by being well liked, and it's given rise to the so-called influencer market. Unfortunately, it's created a whole bunch of side effects, one of which is that people are constantly in a state of comparison. And we know from Psychology 101 that when you compare yourself to anyone else, you almost always come off second best, unless you're, Jeremy Matt, who's comparing yourself to lesser mortals. And as a result, it's created psychological problems. So I have my issues with it, but they're slightly different to that, which is that this influencer market is kind of a fake market of people who think they have some kind of influence.
Toby, I just want to ask you a quick question. Am I talking to Toby Shapshak, or am I talking to two Shapshaks this morning?
Yes, there is a small Shapshak, as you can hear below us. I'm babysitting while his mother is at yoga. You'll see the occasional bit of hair pop in. He doesn't have a social media profile, by the way. We've taken the decision that we don't want to create a digital identity for him before he's ready to create one for himself. So Jeremy, I mean, it's an interesting dilemma because it's a friend of Daddy's on the phone, though. So what's happened is that.
Keep going. Yeah.
This is what happens when you do an interview with a man at home on a Saturday morning, Jeremy. I'm wearing a T-shirt.
Yeah, you're making good television, Toby. Keep going.
Background. I'm babysitting. But it's an interesting experiment because all of a sudden, for psychological reasons, Facebook and Instagram in Australia are no longer showing people likes to see whether or not this will have an impact on them. And of course, we know the answer. The answer is it's going to impact on the people who make a living from selling their likes, as it were. And I'm curious to see if it does away with this category of people who really kind of are the kind of people who in the past would have wished that they ended up on page 3 or in a fashion, in a social pictures shoot in a magazine or a newspaper. These are the kind of people who trade on being seen and therefore thinking that has some kind of currency. So that's quite an interesting development in its own right.
Toby, do you need to go? Is there a degree of stress there, or can I ask you one more question? I would hate to interfere with your babysitting activities. I don't want your wife to then phone me up later on today saying that you neglected your responsibilities as a father. But let me squeeze one more in if I can. Just very quickly, let's assume...
you can see from the squiggling hair, I'm doing my duty as a father.
And it's for everyone to see, and we have a record of it as well. Let's assume Facebook or Instagram goes ahead with this. I mean, what would the general reaction be like? I mean, people are not going to take this lying down, are they?
No, I mean, there's going to be a backlash against it, but what are you going to do? This is an artificial market that's been created by the social networks, and it's a beauty contest, isn't it? And it's not necessarily a beauty contest where you're being seen for your best qualities. I have an issue with the influencer type market, because generally it tends to be very skinny women who wear a lot of bikinis, or their boyfriends who take lots of pictures in them, or people who have done well in other features who are doing these kinds of things, and not necessarily someone who's famous in their own right, who is doing it because they have a profile. It's not will.i.am doing something.
You know what I'm going to do, Toby? I'm just going to let you hang there, my friend. I'm just going to do something else. I'm going to go onto Facebook and do a couple of likes, and I'm just going to let you hang there, and you can let South Africa watch you parenting. I think that's a good idea. I think we've got the picture, Toby Shapshak, Editor-in-Chief of Stuff magazine. Good luck with the babysitting, and you are a fabulous parent.